She slapped her own daughter, and I couldn't breathe. The room spun as I watched my stepdaughter, Lily, crumple into herself, her small hands shielding her face from her biological mother's rage. It was supposed to be a routine weekend visit. Emma, had been Lily's stepmother for 3 years, married to her father, Mark, for just as long. Lily was 10, a bright, quiet girl with a smile that could melt glaciers. But her eyes always carried a flicker of caution when her bio mom, Vanessa, was mentioned. Vanessa had partial custody, a legal arrangement that felt like a ticking bomb in our home. Mark never spoke much about her, only that she was complicated and struggling. I assumed he meant financially or emotionally. I never imagined it was this. That Saturday, Vanessa arrived late, her car screeching into our driveway. Lily, clutching her favorite stuffed rabbit, hesitated at the door. "Do I have to go?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. My heart twisted, but Mark, ever the peacemaker, knelt beside her. "It's just 2 days, kiddo. You'll be fine." His words were soft, but I caught the strain in his jaw, the way his eyes avoided mine. I should have pushed harder, asked why Lily looked so scared. But I trusted Mark. I trusted our life together. Monday morning, Lily returned. I was in the kitchen, humming as I made pancakes, expecting her usual shy grin when she bounded in. Instead, she shuffled through the door, her head down, her rabbit dangling limply in her hand. Vanessa stormed in behind her, eyes blazing, her voice sharp as a blade. "She's ungrateful. Emma, you're spoiling her, and she's turning into a brat." Before I could respond, Vanessa grabbed Lily's arm, yanking her forward. "Tell her what you did." Lily's lips trembled, but no words came. Then, in a flash, Vanessa's hand cracked across Lily's cheek. The sound echoed like a gunshot. I froze, my spatula clattering to the floor. Lily's sob broke the silence, and she curled into herself, a wounded animal. I lunged forward, instinct screaming, but Vanessa shoved me back. "Stay out of this. She's my daughter." Mark appeared in the doorway, his face pale. "Vanessa, stop," he said, but his voice lacked force, like he was pleading with a storm to calm down. "Stop." That was it. I stared at him, waiting for him to scoop Lily into his arms, to throw Vanessa out, to do something. But he just stood there, hands in his pockets, eyes fixed on the floor. "Mark." "What the hell?" I hissed, my voice shaking. Vanessa smirked, as if she'd won some twisted victory, and stormed out, slamming the door. Lily was still crying, her cheek red and swelling. I knelt beside her, pulling her into my arms, her small body trembling against me. "It's okay, sweetheart," I whispered, though nothing felt okay. Over her shoulder, I glared at Mark. "Why didn't you stop her?" He flinched, rubbing the back of his neck. "It's complicated, Emma. Complicated." That word again. I wanted to scream, to shake him until he explained why he let his daughter be hurt. But Lily was clinging to me, and she needed me more than I needed answers. I took her to her room, helped her wash her face, and tucked her into bed with her rabbit. "I'm sorry," she whispered, her voice breaking. "I didn't mean to make Mommy mad." "You didn't do anything wrong," I said, stroking her hair. My heart ached with a love I hadn't realized ran so deep. She wasn't my biological daughter, but she was mine in every way that mattered. I stayed with her until she fell asleep, her breathing soft but uneven, like she was still bracing for the next blow. Downstairs, Mark was pacing, his face a mask of guilt. "We need to talk," I said, my voice low but sharp. He sighed, sinking onto the couch, and for the first time, I saw fear in his eyes, not of Vanessa, but of me, of what I might uncover. "Start talking. Mark, why did you let that happen?" He ran a hand through his hair, his voice barely above a whisper. "Vanessa, she's been like this for years. Angry, unpredictable. When we were married, She'd lash out at me, at Lily, at anyone. I thought she'd changed. She promised she had. Promised, I snapped. She hit your daughter, Mark, and you stood there like a coward. He winced but didn't deny it. I didn't know it was still this bad. She's been telling me Lily's been acting out, lying, disrespecting her. I thought I thought maybe it was just a phase, that Lily was pushing her buttons. I stared at him, disbelief burning in my chest. You believed her over your own daughter. It's not that simple, he shot back, his voice rising. Vanessa has rights. Emma, if I fight her, she'll drag us to court. She'll accuse me of alienating Lily, of turning her against her mom. She's done it before. I can't risk losing custody. I felt like I'd been slapped. So you let her hurt Lily to avoid a fight. What kind of father does that? His silence was deafening. I wanted to shake him, to make him see the damage he was allowing. But more than that, I wanted to protect Lily. I stormed upstairs, checking on her again, her small form curled under the blankets. My mind raced. How long had this been going on? How many times had Vanessa hurt her? And why hadn't Lily told us? The next morning, I called in sick to work and sat Lily down with a plate of her favorite chocolate chip cookies. Sweetie, I said gently, can you tell me what happened with your mom? Her eyes darted away, her fingers twisting the hem of her shirt. She gets mad a lot, she whispered. She says I'm bad, that I'm not like her. She wants me to be with someone else. Someone else, I pressed, keeping my voice soft. Lily nodded, tears spilling over. She says I'm too soft, too weak. She says I'm like Daddy, and that's why she left us. She hit me because I didn't want to go to her friend's house. I said I wanted to stay with you. My throat tightened. Vanessa wasn't just angry, she was punishing Lily for being herself, for choosing us. I hugged her tightly, promising I'd keep her safe. But inside, and I was reeling. How could a mother resent her own child for who she was? And how could Mark, knowing Vanessa's history, let it continue? I confronted him again that night, my anger barely contained. Lily told me everything. I said, my voice trembling. Vanessa's punishing her for being herself, and you've known she's unstable. Why didn't you do something? Mark's face crumpled, and for the first time, he looked broken. I thought I was protecting Lily by keeping the peace. Vanessa's threats, they scare me. Emma, she's vindictive. She'll lie, manipulate, anything to win. I didn't want Lily caught in the middle of a war, but she is in the middle, I shouted. She's the one getting hurt. He buried his face in his hands, and I saw tears. I'm sorry, he whispered. I didn't know how bad it was. I swear, I didn't. I wanted to believe him, but trust was crumbling. I loved Mark, but I loved Lily more. I couldn't let this go on. The next day, I called a lawyer, a woman named Sarah who specialized in family law. She listened as I poured out the story, my voice breaking as I described Lily's fear, Vanessa's cruelty, and Mark's inaction. We can file for emergency custody, Sarah said, but it'll be a fight. Vanessa won't back down easily. I didn't care. For Lily, I'd fight 1,000 Vanessas. I told Mark everything, expecting resistance, but he surprised me. Do it, he said, his voice firm for the first time. I was wrong. I should have protected her. I'm in. Emma. Whatever it takes. The custody battle was brutal. Vanessa painted herself as the victim, accusing me of turning Lily against her, claiming Mark was an unfit father. She lied effortlessly, her charm fooling everyone but those who knew her. Lily's testimony, given in a quiet room with a kind social worker, was the turning point. Mommy says I'm not good enough, she said, her voice small but clear. She hits me when I don't do what she wants. I just want to live with Emma and Daddy. The judge ruled in our favor, granting us full custody. Vanessa was ordered to attend anger management and parenting classes before any visitation could resume. I held Lily's hand as we left the courtroom, her small fingers gripping mine like a lifeline. Mark walked beside us. his shoulders lighter, as if he'd finally shed the weight of his fear. But the victory felt bittersweet. Lily was safe, but the scars remained. She started therapy, slowly learning to trust that she was enough, that she was loved. Mark and I worked to rebuild our marriage, grappling with his guilt and my anger. It wasn't easy, but we were a family, and we'd fight for each other. One night, as I tucked Lily into bed, she smiled a real, unguarded smile. "Thank you, Emma," she whispered. "You didn't give up on me." I kissed her forehead, tears in my eyes. "Never, sweetheart, never." This story isn't just about one family struggle. It's about the choices we make when love and fear collide, about the courage it takes to stand up for what's right, even when it's messy. What would you do if you saw a child hurting? Would you fight, or would you look away? Share your thoughts. Where does justice lie in a story like this?